So right now, it's time to introduce you to another friend of mine, and we will show you how the elements of rock, songs, instruments, recording, and Matador all come together to become a record.
A rock band? Everybody's got one. Man, it's the fastest growing sport in America. But you know what? It's not as easy to get one going as it seems. First things first, get a job that lets you do what you need to do. Like putting up flyers. If you're starting a band, you need to get the word out. Don't forget, you can't be too clever. Next, auditions. Be ruthless. See who's got the look and who doesn't. Especially who doesn't. Then once you got the 4 people that can at least pretend they're friends, you're on your way. Now comes the hard part. You gotta write songs. Well, just do your best. Who knows? Maybe they'll be good. And as soon as you can, throw it all in what's called the demo tape. And make the scene. Make yourself known. Because unless you're waiting for some act of God, you gotta know who's who, if you know what I'm saying. And they gotta know you. Then you take that tape, say a prayer, and hope the big boys upstairs like it. Next thing you know, you're signing a record company contract, taking press photos, and recording an album for real. But once you got that album on tape, then what happens?
Well, the band gives us a 15 IPS half-track analog master tape in most instances, which looks something like this. This needs to be sent to a place called Mastering Lab, which is where tapes are prepared to be made into records, essentially through a process of equalization. They use a machine called a Scully lathe, which is essentially a record player, a turntable in reverse. A hot needle cuts directly into cellulose acetate to produce a something we call a reference acetate. Looks something like this. It's made out of a cold, smelly, constantly decaying substance, very cheap to cut into, and we can use this to hear what the record's going to sound like. Subject to the band's approval, we send this back to the mastering lab, and they prepare a second acetate. This one goes directly into cold storage and is shipped overnight to the pressing plant. At the pressing plant, where it is now referred to as not an acetate but a master lacquer, it is electroplated with metal, which is sprayed on, and it's a nickel alloy, and this is the master lacquer. This is what it looks like. Now from here, there's 2 routes that are possible. This can be used to make records directly. This is a negative image of the record. You press this into vinyl and you get records. And this is called a metal mother in that case. Otherwise, you can peel the metal back from the acetate, which forms a metal master, which is used to make a metal mother, which is used to make stampers, which are used to make records. An alternative process is to order copper positives directly from the mastering lab, where they make the metal at the mastering lab, and this is a positive image of the record. You could actually play this on your record player. And this is your reference acetate, and then this is also used as your master. This is used to make stampers, which are used to make records, and that's called direct metal mastering. And that's about it.
Thanks. After all that, there it is, your debut album. Pretty, huh? But even then, even when the record's in your very own hands, remember the most important thing of all. Don't quit your day job.